And what are the components of a fraudulent activity? As the definition mentioned, dishonest intention, use of deception. Deception എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ to fool somebody, to deceive somebody, to probably show you a screenshot of a payment that has been made to you and trying to tell you that this payment has come to you, where actually that has been edited in a PDF editor. So I'm trying to fool somebody by showing something which is edited using a PDF editor and saying that this transaction has happened. So that is a deception. I have a deliberate intention to tell you something which is not factual. And what is the another component of a fraud? Why do people commit frauds? To have some personal advantage, isn't it? He wants to make money, or he wants to do something for his friends, family. And what is the consequence of a fraud? It results in financial loss or loss of assets by the company. And generally, fraud also involves financial misstatement. Now, when we talk about financial misstatement, that is when your accounting knowledge comes to light. As per your accounting knowledge, you know that a balance sheet and a profit and loss account and the books of accounts must be prepared in a certain manner. And when you are able to detect misstatements, what are misstatements in financial statements? Let's say there is an asset, let's say there is a car which is lying in your fixed assets or property, plant and equipment, and the car has been sold. And the money, the sale consideration has been taken in cash and it is not accounted. And the sale of that car has not been shown in the books of accounts at all. Will it appear in your balance sheet? Will the car appear in your balance sheet? It shouldn't appear in the balance sheet. But what if it appears? Let's say you're looking at, I'll make it simple. Let's say you're looking at the balance sheet of a company and there's a Mercedes-Benz. There's a Mercedes-Benz on the asset side among the property, plant and equipment, or what we normally call fixed assets. So as an auditor, what are the procedures that we take up? We say that we want to see this. Alright, physical inspection, physical examination or physical verification as you call it. So you go for a physical verification, you don't see this Mercedes-Benz. And you get information from the clerk or the peon. These are the people who give you a lot of spicy information. The management doesn't give you. They tell you, sir, idakka pande vittu poyadanu. സാർ എന്താ അന്വേഷിക്കുന്നത്? മെഴ്സിഡീസ് ബെൻസ് ബുക്സിലുണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇതൊക്കെ പണ്ട് വിറ്റുപോയതാണ്. എപ്പോഴാണ് വിറ്റുപോയത്? അതൊരു 2 വർഷമെങ്കിലും ആയിക്കാണും. ആണോ? എത്ര രൂപ കിട്ടി? കൃത്യമായി എത്രയാണെന്ന് അറിയില്ല, എന്നാലും ഒരു 10-65 ലക്ഷം എന്തായാലും കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. Whatever. Let's say the car was bought for 1 crore rupees. I'm talking about a higher end premium Mercedes Benz. And then probably either the management or somebody over there has sold it for 65 lakhs. But no one knows about it. എന്തുകൊണ്ട് ഇത്രയും കാലം ഇത് പുറത്തു വന്നില്ല? അതുകൊണ്ട് ആരും അറിഞ്ഞില്ല, ആരും അന്വേഷിച്ചില്ല. So here, now look at the definition of fraudulent activity. Dishonest intention. So the person who has done it has got a dishonest intention. ഇത് സെയിൽ കാണിക്കാൻ പാടില്ല എന്ന് വ്യക്തമായിട്ട് പുള്ളി ഡിസൈഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. Or management, whether it is the management or somebody lower than that, that's it. Who has done it is a different issue. But definitely there is a dishonest intention. You cannot say, oh, അറിയാതെ പറ്റിപ്പോയതാണ്. Because your accounting department knows very clearly that when a sale has happened, it has to be accounted, and that has to go away from your fixed assets schedule or your fixed assets register. If a car is sold, then it should be accounted as sold off, isn't it? Simple. But that has not happened. So you're continuing to show it in your financial statements. When you're continuing to show your financial statements, what does it mean? That the user, whoever is reading the financial statements, will believe that the car is still there. So you're fooling somebody by showing your financial statements and telling that the vehicle is still there. It is there in your fixed asset schedule. You're trying to tell that the vehicle is still there. Personal advantage. Probably the person who has sold it, maybe he is a part of the management. He has taken the money home. So that is a personal advantage that he had. Had he accounted for that in the books of accounts, then the money should have come into the company, isn't it? If the car has to go out, then the money has to come in. സോ അത് സംഭവിച്ചാൽ പുള്ളിക്ക് പേഴ്സണൽ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് കിട്ടില്ല. ഇത് ലിക്വിഡ് ക്യാഷ് കയ്യിൽ കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്, അത് വീട്ടിൽ കൊണ്ടുപോയാൽ he will get personal advantage. He and his family will get personal advantage. And what does this result in? Financial or asset loss. There is a loss of asset. Nobody knew about it. It has all happened under cover. And it certainly involves financial misstatements. Your balance sheet, your financial records are being misstated. I just gave you a very simple example of a fraudulent activity. Let's try to get more examples of fraud from what I understood from Elias' father and madam is that you are all into finance, into banking, into corporate, and you also have some, there are times when you get personal exposure by doing internships in banks and various companies, maybe for 1 month or 2 months. So I'm sure you are able to understand what I'm saying. In case any of this you are not able to understand, I would request you to raise your hand so that I will be able to explain in more detail. But let us quickly look at a few examples of fraud. So tomorrow when you get into the real world, you know how generally frauds happen. Availing multiple loans for same project from various banks. You might have read in papers, isn't it? പേപ്പറിൽ വായിച്ചു കാണും, ഒരു വീട് മോർഗേജ് ചെയ്ത് 4 ബാങ്കിൽ നിന്ന് ലോൺ എടുത്തു. So you always wonder how this is possible, isn't it? These things happen. There are ways in which people have done it. A lot of questions come to your mind. ഒരു വീടാകുമ്പോൾ ഒരു ആധാരമല്ലേ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ, പിന്നെ എങ്ങനെ 4 ബാങ്ക് ലോൺ കൊടുത്തു? So somebody said അത് കളർ ഫോട്ടോസ്റ്റാറ്റ് വെച്ചിട്ടായിരിക്കും. But doesn't the bank manager have the basic sense to understand the differentiate between an original and a color photostat? So these doubts come to our mind. How does it actually happen in real life? Paperil itra undavullu. But then believe me, I have seen this happening and I have seen people who have actually done it.